I was so cold. I actually, while waiting for the teacher, right, I went to hide in the garbage chute, you know.
Hello everyone, I'm Jiwei.
And I'm Samuel. Sorry.
Sorry, you!
I was reading.
Hello everyone, I'm Jiwei.
And I'm Samuel.
Welcome to another episode of
TENG Insider, where we share the inside stories of Singaporean musicians and artists. So today we have a very special guest with us, and you realize I'm looking a little bit like Ip Man.
Yes, Chinese costume,
Yeah,
color.
because we have Chinese Orchestra Conductor with us, Moses Game.
Thank you very much. He's the assistant conductor of the Singapore Chinese Orchestra, right?
This year just got promoted to associate conductor.
Associate conductor, don't play. Do you get a pay increment or not?
Yeah, a bit lah.
Let's get Moses to introduce himself.
Hi, my name is Moses. I'm the associate conductor for the Singapore Chinese Orchestra. My 8th year, I think, in the SCO, and I've been doing very much outreach. So hopefully you catch me, you know, and do all my conducting outside. Yeah, and I play the Erhu.
Welcome.
What a lot of people don't know is that actually Moses and us actually we kind of grew up together. We've known each other for over 20 years.
Yeah,
not too long.
Quite a ridiculous amount of time. And so today, a lot of people also don't know that Moses is an Erhu player.
Very accomplished, okay?
And
got
so
win prize before.
So we asked him to actually perform a little bit for us. What are you going to perform for us today?
Mihu by Lu Rurong actually was accomplished, but now, I do my best, okay? I did my best, so hopefully you all like it.
Okay, Mihu by Moses.
Yay!
Thank you so much for your rendition on Mihu Diao.
But what does Mihu Diao actually mean? Mihu?
Yeah, just a bit blur.
Actually, it's so traditional. We haven't heard this piece in a long time, actually.
Actually, for me, myself, right, this piece is one of the first few pieces I learned. Because my teacher, Zhang Yuming, right, you know, always teach us all the traditional pieces. Yeah, very minjian.
Very full.
The scary part is, you know, some parts you cannot play actually, you know, like the F sharp and the...
you
must play the middle. Yeah, that's the problem. Which, sorry to all the friends out there. Please, this is a bad example. But, but for all the young people out there, please do your best, okay? Play all these traditional pieces. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think a lot of our young people actually don't really understand enough about our traditions also. And even when they play a lot of the traditional pieces, they don't fully sort of grasp the knowledge and the skills that are required to actually play these pieces. So, how did you go from Erhu as an Erhu player into conducting? And you talk about your whole entire life. We want to know. I mean, how do you translate? Because when I was young, when I knew that Moses just went from Erhu playing to conducting, it was This was a bit shocking for me, Ziwen.
It was for me also because we seen him grow up.
Yeah.
Rather we grew up together and we saw this one will be Erhu player next time.
Yeah,
in a way. Wow.
Yeah.
What happened when we were away? we were away and then you became a conductor.
I don't know, you know. I was playing Erhu and then I won the competition for the NCMC at that time. Then there was this prize winners concert or something like that. Then when I was playing, then down there was the music director of the SCO, Ye Chong. Ye Chong was there. So Ye Chong was saying that, you know, he watched the one that you played, the Zufu and the Changdi. He watched that.
That video.
That video. So he said that, you know, actually you should try being a conductor. So at that time, he straight away, you know, like introduced me to a piano and a solfeggio teacher was Wu Xiaofang. So at that time, I just thought, okay, like, just gonna learn. You know, there's no harm.
But did you have any ambition to want to be a conductor?
No, at that time, it's just, you know, you just want to do something at the front. Because last time, you know, back in the Toa Payoh days, where teacher, my teacher is always sometimes is either he makes it or he's late, you know. So I thought, you know, anyway we are here. So I was wondering, you know, why don't we just do something?
So you became the accidental kind of like a assistant in Toa Payoh Orchestra.
It's not all of us who like basically, you know, just do.
I want to say when Moses was mentioning Zufu and Changti, this was 20 years ago. A lot of people don't know this, but Moses was the conductor for one of my pipa concertos, and then Moses was also Ziwei's conductor for one of his shows.
In fact, that was my first concerto. So imagine my first concerto, right, when I was so young, right, already conducted by Moses. Wow!
不敢当, very paiseh.
But in a way, you were talent spotted, right? The fact that Ye Chong asked you and told you should do this, you're kind of being talent spotted.
Didn't you feel a bit flattered?
Yeah, like Ye Chong asked me to try conducting.
I don't know whether I can say this here, but at that time, you know, he said you should do conducting. The first thing that came to my mind, actually, the actual Singaporean thing is siao, you know, like that's the first thing that came because it's so expensive, and you know, how many conductors can actually
make it?
Yeah, can make it there. So I just thought, okay, anyway, going to NS. I'm going to NS already. So okay might as well just go and learn, you know, while in NS. So after that, gradually, I get to know another conductor, Daryl Ang, who was at that time studying at St. Petersburg.
Russia, right?
Yeah, St. Petersburg.
In St. Petersburg, yeah.
Yeah, so I think at that point of time, he encouraged me to learn from another piano teacher, Natalia Kumkova, and the husband is Karen Vergazov. So at that time, I just thought, okay, I just learn, because still in army. Then he said, you should do the audition. Okay, I just do the audition, because still in army, you just...
and wait, you were auditioning for where?
St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg Conservatory?
Yeah.
Wow.
So at that time went there, so I did the audition. Very scary experience.
Why? Tell us.
It's so cold.
So cold.
Yeah, Russia can be, I mean...
for
Southeast Asia.
Yeah, I didn't know that there's such thing called the Yurong Fu, you know, I don't know, you know, the thick thing. I didn't know, so I went there with just a jacket and that's it. And then at the time when I went, I was so cold. I actually, while waiting for the teacher, I went to hide in the garbage chute, you know, where they closed the gate. It was so cold, I couldn't take it. So I went out there, it's so cold. And then at the time we did the audition, I said, okay, we're going to do piano. Not my forte, you know, in the first place, piano.
Yeah.
So I went there, I had to do a Beethoven sonata straight away. So I go there, when I played the first, I went in, the window is wide open. It's like, so cold, you know. Then I got to play, and then it went faster and faster and faster, and then, you know, I come to the point of time, oh no, I'm gonna die. This part is the hardest part, I'm gonna break. Suddenly it says stop.
Oh!
Wow, just nice. Yeah, I had to play that part.
The difficult part skip.
Yes, correct. So after that, I just said, okay, go to the conducting part. Okay, good. So I went to conducting, finished, and then after that, things happened back in Singapore. So I didn't finish the visa. Yeah, I didn't go there. So I thought, what am I gonna do? Okay, army's gonna end. It's coming to October. Maybe I should try NAFA, skip the second year at that point of time. So I just say to shorten the time.
Conducting that you went to do?
No, I went to do Erhu because there was no conducting at the time inside there. Yeah. So after I said, okay, maybe I finish, and hopefully after I finish the diploma and the degree, then I see whether I can go and pursue studies. Because at that time, money is, you know, usually
I mean, usually when you want to go overseas to study, money is always quite a big concern, right? It's expensive to go, right? Yeah.
I think in Singapore, a lot of very talented, like you know, when you all do the scholarship, there are a lot of talents, but sometimes it's just so difficult
Yeah,
for them.
it's just too many talents, but not enough, scholarships that can send them. And similarly, Singapore doesn't also have necessarily the market that can actually sustain so many talents, you think?
Yeah.
But
Also,
till date, what are some of the struggles that you really remember clearly during your journey to becoming a conductor?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
Looks like you have many struggles.
yeah.
You're difficulty telling us which is the most memorable one.
I think the most memorable one is I graduated from 中国音乐学院. So China Conservatory. So most of the time I visit my grandmother very often before I go or when I come back. But at the point of time when we graduated, it was around near July. So it's near grandma's birthday. I thought, okay, give her a surprise. Maybe her birthday, which was 10 days after I arrived Singapore. Within that 10 days, she passed on the 7th day. So I think that was the thing. Because sometimes I thought I can plan very well, things like that. Yeah, that's one thing that hit me very hard lah. So like 孝道, the 不等人 don't just go. Then the other one is flying. I think the flying, the jet lag is
It gives you a lot of trouble, right?
Yeah, I actually went to hospital on the third one because in the short this was during December. So I went to check first, then back here. So it's one.
Yeah, the time difference between Europe and Singapore. I want to share with you a story. There was one time that I was like flying, and then I was in Berlin for a stopover for something, and halfway through I heard a pop sound. I was like, hey, what happened, And then I realized my nose was bleeding. Wow. Then I was like,
so scary.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what's happening? And it's like it's too heaty or something. And it was because of the jet lag. Because I was flying so many different, because at the time I was playing quite a bit.
Yeah.
Now I don't do that so much, but the time I was playing quite a bit, and then I realized that I was moving around Copenhagen to this place, and then after I was flying so much, and then you realize that I couldn't tell what my time zone was anymore. Was it day or night? And then that's when I came back to Singapore. I was like, maybe we should do so many of these kind of things. Health is well.
It's really. Yeah. So all the overseas conductor or performer, I really pay for you. I don't know how you're there back and then there back again.
It's
then
very stressful,
But Moses, you recently became a parent.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations.
A little 2-year-old girl.
Actually not recent lah, 2 years already lah.
Yeah, but to us it's quite recent.
And I remember there was one time that you broke your arm.
Yes.
What? And then it left this like giant.
You want to see?
Yeah, there was and
another one here.
Yeah.
So we remember.
I remember
there.
Yeah.
During the period when this.
And then we were so shocked because we were thinking, 惨了. How your career as like a musician, like what's gonna happen to you? Yeah.
So this is another one, actually, another memorable.
Story.
Yeah. But I really think I was very lucky, lor. So not just this, but you get to make good friends. People, those people who helped me along the way. So I really very, very grateful for that because I know that there are so many talents out there. Actually, there are so many. So I'm just happen to be lucky.
I think you have a great platform and that you actually are able to influence and inspire a lot of young people nowadays.
That's right. But how did your life change after you became a parent? For example, your music and all. How did it change?
Well, practice is number one. It's very difficult lah. You basically, the child is sleeping, you cannot practice. The child is awake, you still cannot practice. Yeah, and there was a point of time because I now I practice violin quite a lot. So there was a point of time I have to go to the multi-story cover to practice because it's really I don't want to disturb my wife and my daughter at that time. It's very difficult. His wife recuperating at the time, and then at the same time now as a dad, you start to prioritize things differently. Everything is more
What matters to you right now? What do you prioritize?
Family.
Really?
Yeah.
It's your number one.
Yeah, it's everything is about family. The other one is your relatives, your friends. Yeah, they are all
That's, can I ask? I want to ask a very contentious question. Where's the ranking of music? I mean, in that part of your life.
Wow. Now, family, relatives, friends, and then go out and eat.
So low.
I mean, music is I mean, will always be part of me, you know, because I was brought up in the church, so choir, and then after that piano playing, and then after that, you know, it's just part of me,
You breathe and all.
But it's not like I would yearn very, very much like when I was still studying. Now it's a bit more like how I use music to relate to whether it's children or to young people. How can it be connected to? Yeah,
I mean,
connected to
what are
life.
some of the examples that you have successfully related using music to relate to people?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think one of the successful series that we did, I think is the Caring series. Got one Caring series by SCO, which we revived, and then it was spearheaded by Joanna and myself. So at that time, didn't know what is going on. Just thought that okay, just go there, you know, just perform to a group of patients, and that's all it. But you never know that it's so impactful, because when the moment we play a song called 车站, so it's 车站嘛, 车站, the old lady cry and cry and cry until halfway I was thinking, should I just stop the piece with SEO? Should I just stop it? Then later, the auntie, I call it off. The auntie there say, 不可以停，你不可以停，继续。Yeah, then she cry and cry and cry. She said that the husband that left her, that passed away, used to sing this, and then, you know,
so evoke that kind of
it's
emotions and memories.
So at that time, I thought, okay, this is quite good. Why don't I try playing songs that help them remember their past or when they were younger? Okay, let me try. A free ticket back to your memory lane. Try. Okay, pay. So there was once, I went back to Changi Hospital. You know, very funny. We went this year. Then the other year we didn't go. The third year we went back. The same old lady with because I think she underwent chemo. So when she was in a wheelchair, he said, Moses, do you still remember? Of course, because she's on a wheelchair and she's under chemo. I said, yes, I remember. And then she said that, I asked you to come back. You really came back.
So she's really happy.
She was waiting, you know. And I cannot imagine the cancer, how long was that? Like 2 years, no. But it made them look forward. And then the other one was at where was the RCC? Is it RCC hospice, where there was a speech defect man and breathing problem. We played like all the Hokkien pieces. He won the mic.
To sing.
And he was trying, and then suddenly halfway I saw doctors running, dashing in. They were holding oxygen tank and trying to, and then and they still encouraging him, you know, because they say that this undergo speech therapy, all this, he just didn't want to speak. But now he want, you know, that's I think
the
that
power of music. Really.
How we can impact lives. So at that time I thought, okay, music can do more. Not just like, you know, we play for people by ticket.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we totally agree with you.
Thanks for sharing. I mean,
in TENG, we also do a lot of that, like TENG Gives Back, right?
Yeah, we have a series called TENG Gives Back. I'm not sure if you're familiar, and we do a 1 year pre-COVID days, about 20 to 30 performances a year in hospices and all. And we received so much feedback that the music really touched people and really bring comfort and joy.
And totally agree with you that music, right, especially Chinese music, you can find, right, has the ability to actually connect, and then after that bring some or evoke some form of memories, you know. And it actually really moves people. Do you remember there was this situation where the patient with skin cancer?
Yeah.
Do you want to
it was at one of the hospices as well, and we were performing, and this patient had skin cancer on the face, and she has always been asked to. She always requests to stay in her own ward. She doesn't want to come out.
Because she's embarrassed.
Very embarrassed by my looks. But then upon hearing us performing live music, she actually asked the nurse, push me out. I want to enjoy a concert.
Yeah.
So these are the positive things that you see music can bring to people.
It's something that we as musicians are learning along the way.
Exactly. Okay, we're gonna ask you something a bit more contentious right now. Okay. So yes, we are TENG, but we're gonna ask you.
How did we just switch it?
Because I feel that we need to move on to the topic. Okay. So what is it like working in SEO?
You must drink water first, get ready, then can explain answer. Okay. No, actually, genuinely, I think our followers also like to know.
Yeah, no, SEO are our friends. We know so many people in SEO. They're actually our neighbors. They're next door to us as well. Okay. Yeah, but what is it like working in SEO?
When I first started, met a lot of trouble along the way, because you take a lot of things for granted. You thought that this is possible, that's possible. Then, you just all you need to do is to think about your artistic dreams and imagination. But after that, I realized that there are actually more to it. You need to think about planning way in advance. And then they have this, the first thing that shocked me was financial year, season year, and then the calendar year, the 3 different seasons. And then after that, the next one is, I got to plan before. That means I have to engage the soloists and composers much earlier. And then I have to, and then the copyrights, I got to, you got to do so many things. And of course, you have people helping you, but some of the connections you have to, you have to go there. Yeah, so at the time, it was a shocking thing for me because never know that programming a program
can be so tedious, right? Yeah. And that's what a lot of people actually don't understand. Exactly. They just think, conductors just go on stage and just move their hands and then magic happens.
I wish.
It doesn't. There's a lot of back end work.
What they see is the end product, right? You go and watch a concert. Wow, this conductor wears so nice. Come in and people clap. You wave. But all the effort behind programming that concert, so much work, right?
Yeah. And I think especially during this COVID time, the backstage crew and all the all the video crew, the concert production, they were also supportive because the limitations. Of course, if we limit amount of people, definitely the artistic standard or the certain things that will
the sound not be the same. Yeah.
So, but everyone is doing their best to make it happen so that even at this point of time, like even for now, you see, when we are doing this with TENG Insider, we are also trying to reach out to more people, let people know about the things we do. So I think all these a lot of efforts. Sometimes need Singaporeans, just show us just the little support. We are trying our best to share everything we can to you.
Like and share.
Yeah, subscribe. Group of very energetic young people.
Can you share your experiences then as a conductor working with, let's say, a Western ensemble or Western orchestra or symphony orchestra versus a Chinese orchestra? What is the biggest difference?
You are well versed in both, right? So you have the Chinese background and then also you studied the Western.
But I mean, actually, not much difference. But if you want to say difference, also have very much different because like. Different orchestras also have different thing. But if I have to say something about CO and Western, I think the main problem, I won't say problem, the main challenge that set them apart is actually the repertoire. So for instance, now in the pandemic, right, CO, when we such a small size, it's a challenge for classic repertoire basically. So repertoire is something that is hard to program for CO.
And a lot of people don't realize it that Chinese orchestra repertoire actually spans only a period of about 60 to 70 years, And so a lot of people think that a lot of Chinese orchestra pieces like thousands of years old.
I think SCO is doing a lot like composition competition, Ting Yi as well, all the composition competition.
Just to get more works in so that we can have more works to play.
Exactly. So all this commissioning we go on. So for Western, also have its challenges because let's say if you do a certain programming, right, people might say, I only want to listen to Beethoven. What if you get an audience that says, I only want to listen to Beethoven, I only want to listen to Brahms, I only want to listen to that. Then if you want to try something new, right, sometimes it's a no. Because all the master works are so good. I went to buy a ticket to watch the Berlin Philharmonic concert. So I was there because SEO sent me there for a masterclass and also to at that time digital concert hall, so to get to know much about digital concert hall. So at that point of time, they boast a 94 or 96% full house the whole season. Yeah, so I bought the ticket. So I saw Ligeti. So I thought, so
modern.
So I thought, okay, maybe the ticket won't sell well.
No.
Me and my bro were the last two. Full house, after the break, right? Half the house gone.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
So because it's Ligeti.
Well, duh.
I mean, this one is something I witnessed So I thought, okay, so it's full house because of the K-pop factor, like because it's like, Berlin Philharmonic, you should watch, we are Berlin Philharmonic. Go inside, Ligeti. Break.
So the repertoire was basically not something that was very palatable to the audiences at the period of time.
Yeah. That was a Saturday.
No, but I honestly think that a lot of people, for example, Ligeti or a lot of modern composers, they sort of there needs to be a greater awareness of what they do. For example, some of Ligeti's etudes, right, are so difficult.
Super difficult.
It's crazy difficult, like the Devil's Stare. ridiculously
But my bro, being a classic noob lah. Okay, sorry.
This is your
my real brother. Yeah,
brother.
he went
It's
with
not your bro.
What do you think? Who's this bro you're talking about?
Your brother went to Berlin.
Yeah, he went with Berlin.
right.
Oh.
So he liked the Ligeti opera, you know. He loved it because okay, first it's in English lah. Then the other one is he's like, wow, I didn't know classical instrument is actually doing something like that. No, it's so relatable to what we are experiencing now. So he's very fascinated by it. But then, you know, like even for myself as a musician, I don't know why my brother is so fascinated. But for me, it's like, well, okay, because I know the music, I know that it's very difficult to conduct, and Simon Rattle is just like 3 meters away from me because I bought the front. So it's like, oh, I see him, you know, okay, some parts, wow, really very good, no, wow, last minute action, all the thing, they transform the whole concert hall into, wow, but my bro is like appreciating it much more. It's like watching it like, like laughing at it, he's enjoying it, no.
And just nice, we were talking about the Ligeti concert that you were sharing, right? What are your thoughts on the future of classical music?
I would say very bright. Oh, actually, like very cliche, right? Yeah. No, because I think a lot of young people like yourself, young people, myself.
I'm older than you. Young people.
Young people, you know, like young people, right, all this.
I need to cover my white already.
You see, the moment when I sit here, right, you scan down, majority is young people, all trying to push the scene, all trying to make a difference, trying to do something new for Singapore. So I think very bright, because more and more people are trying to do this. Whether we succeed or not, sometimes, you know, we have to think about it lah. But then I think a lot of young kids, even in SMYCO, even SMYO, a lot of them, you know, it's like going towards something. Maybe they don't know where they're going now, but they're still.
But there's a drive.
Yeah, there's a drive going on. So I think it's still very bright. It's just up to us how we're going to build that pipeline.
Well, it's exactly like us 20 years ago. We don't know what we were getting ourselves into, right? But look at us now.
Wow, Conductor.
Wow, 大老板啦. If please remember me, guys. Remember.
So for the next segment of this interview, we have our
this is our native plant. This is our tongue plant.
tree.
Yeah, this is our tongue tree, and we've actually have some questions from viewers or people, followers who basically want to ask you certain questions. Can you pick out a few questions and then we'll pull them out? Yeah,
A few
yeah. Just let's pull one by one first. Yeah, and we'll get you to answer these
closest
questions.
to me.
Yeah, come. Let's have a look. What people want to ask you. Also, how do you overcome stage fright or nervousness?
I never overcome stage fright until today. Never.
nervous at all.
No, I'm always nervous.
Really?
Yeah, I'm always nervous. How can you be not nervous? You know, when you're going on stage.
Oh, but you always look so
Yeah.
stable.
You know, every time when I watch an SEO concert, I saw you walking out with that smiley face. I was like, wow, not nervous at all.
No, always. Even for outreach, even I think the most nervous is carrying series. You know, when the reaction is so real. You know, they're so near you. You know, if you
So
play
you're
something.
bluffing on stage all the time,
Most of the time. But you know, you can actually transfer that thing into adrenaline drive, you know. Like, there's like excitement.
I become very excited, but actually it's very nervous.
But the funny thing is, I tell myself, all I need is one screw up, I'll be fine. It's a weird thing.
Oh, really?
So once I screw up, okay,
Then
because
you
I screw
feel-
up already, okay, so now it's okay, you know, I can just go on.
Oh,
And
that's quite a way to achieve.
Yeah.
This is one way to think about it.
Okay, next question,
Yeah,
please.
okay, come.
Okay, second question for our followers. What is the hardest thing about doing what you do that people might not realize?
Wow. I think it's the preparation work. The preparation. Like when you study a score, what I used to do last time, mark the phrases, mark the entry point, where the main melodies are, and the accompaniment. Okay, basically that's it. Okay, you're ready to go. So you just wave your thing, you know, do 4/4. If it's the orchestra knows, so you just doing 4/4. Okay, it's gonna slow down. That's what I did last time. But
How long does that take? Very long?
actually, that maybe for a piece, maybe will take 1 hour. This is just a slipshot work, by the way. It's a slipshot.
Yeah. This is not what conductors are supposed to do.
But after studying in the conservatory,
Reading and all that, right?
yeah, I was butt kicked by a professor called he's from Cincinnati, the Mark Gibson. scare the hell out of me. Like ask me, okay, so what tempo is this? Like for example, Beethoven 5. Okay, what's the first movement? What's the tempo? I say 108. Very good. All the other Beethoven symphonies, which other symphonies has 108 tempo or sonata has 108? And guess what? He knows everything. And guess what? He always sit there at the piano. What are you playing today? Brahms. Okay, let's go. No score at all. Yeah, so he expects you to know everything, the history. Okay, so this person, why is it that Beethoven chose to use this time use the horn instead of using the bassoon? Use the bassoon. Why? Yeah, not because of the horn. You need to think. You need to study every single thing about the history. You need to study everything. Yeah. So at that time, like,
a master class?
Yeah. But he's actually on sabbatical leave. He comes to Zhongyang and Zhongguo every December. Yeah. So he intimidates the student. Yeah.
There.
But it made me so angry with him that I want to study this thing, that I want to be better than him, you know. Yeah, I want to better, better than you. You.
You don't get scared, you get even.
I get very, but that tells me a lot, because like, you're a conductor, you should know. You should know this before you go and interpret it. It's not just like, oh, find the notes, oh, find the chord, tally the balance, and the end, finish. I think there's more to it. If you want to do the essence and everything, right, there's a lot of study. And a lot of studying going in. You need to keep on know how does it relate to the history? How is it? Is the composer, if it doesn't relate to history, is the composer bad? Is the composer, you need to think.
I mean, so back to the question, right? This whole prep work is probably the hardest thing.
Yes.
And it's also the most, I think, most underrated thing. Not a lot of people actually know that there's so much work that's required in conductors.
Oh, we have time for one last question.
Let's have one last question.
One last one.
Okay.
Must be a juicy question.
Oh my God! Okay, how can locals show their support for the arts in the COVID climate?
Yes.
How can locals
show support for the arts in this COVID climate?
How can they show? Spend money basically is very difficult. Because I read a survey by NAC, right? Last year's pandemic 2020. I think like as high as 60+% or 70+% want free content online. And people who go online, right, are basically majority, huge percentage, right, are all the PMETs, which are the professionals, managers, and all this. So I think the least all the PMETs can do, right, is get yourself aware, like, and don't need to get yourself fully involved. Like for example, this TENG Insider, right? All you need to do is just have a little curiosity, come and find out what is this about. And then after the next moment, if let's say another feed comes in, just spend that 10 seconds to slowly see the effort behind every single thing that we are doing, even in this pandemic time now. I think just spend that 10 seconds, because they have this survey, 10-second survey or 3-second survey, right? So just spend that 10 seconds for TENG Insider, for SEO, also for Ting E, for all the arts groups out there, that we are always trying our best to make things more fun, even during this pandemic time.
All the arts groups needs is just a little appreciation and a pat on the back, say well done, right?
And it goes a long way, really.
Thank you for plugging all of us.
Thank you so much. Now with that, we've come to the end of today's interview. Thank you for staying with us on this episode of TENG Insider. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel, and leave any questions you have for our future guests in the comments below. Once again, thank you so much, Moses.
Thank you very much, Samuel. Thank you.
See you next time. Bye-bye.